guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome. Today I wanted to do my top 15 favorite books of all time. I've been a reader now for about 4 years, almost almost 4 years. I liked reading a lot when I was younger, and then when I got older I stopped reading for a long time. Mainly in high school. I was reading just for school and I didn't like it. But I got back into it. I wanted to pick up a new hobby, so I was like, I'll just read now. So that's what I did. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this whole video in one go, so if I'm in a different outfit for the rest of it, it's because I had to go do something. But yeah, we will start with number 15. Now, at number 15, we have The Conspiracy Against the Human Race by Thomas Ligotti. This may have a little recency bias because I literally just finished this 2 months ago now, so it is recent, but I absolutely loved it. It was so incredibly good. This is a nonfiction philosophy book that is a lot about pessimism and optimism. It talks about nihilism, just all these different kind of ways to think and ways to see the world. I would say the author probably agrees most with pessimism, as do I. So I really want to learn more about those different philosophies. And yeah, also I'm sorry if you can hear my dog walking around in the background. But yes, I really loved this. At number 14 is Johnny Got His Gun by Dalton Trumbo. This is an anti-war novel, and I really loved it. I already was anti-war before reading this, but then yeah, I think it brings up such good points, and the story itself is really good as well. This is about a man who has been a victim of war. He is sitting in a hospital bed. He's lost the ability to hear, see, speak, move, just all of it. And he's recounting kind of his past in the war and before the war, and just sitting with his thoughts. And it's considered a very disturbing book. Both of these two are considered very disturbing. I think upsetting and sad is the right word. But yeah, these are both very great. Much less disturbing, at number 13, Piranesi, I don't know if that's how you say it, by Susanna Clarke. This was way out of my like normal genres that I read when I read this one, and I absolutely loved it and was really surprised that I did. This is, I don't even really know how to describe it. I don't know if it's a Greek mythology retelling or just kind of inspired by Greek mythology, but it's about this man whose name, as far as we know, is Piranesi, and he's in this world that is just one giant, like, not even house. Well, yeah, I don't know the word, but this giant place surrounded entirely by water, and he has decided to dedicate his life to kind of exploring the whole place. And then it turns into a mystery as he starts to question how he got here, how long he's been here, etc. I love it. At number 12, we have Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarczuk. I'm so sorry. Also, I realize I should probably be saying the rating that I gave these books. So these last ones have all been 5 stars, as well as this one. But not all of these on this list are 5 stars, even though you would think they would be. Yeah, this book is about this woman who lives kind of up in the mountains. She has like 2 neighbors and is kind of considered eccentric. And then one day one of her neighbors is murdered, and she believes that it's the animals taking their revenge. and it's such an interesting story and such a fun mystery, and I really liked the writing style in this one as well. At number 11, we have The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. This is one I really want to reread in the future. I read this kind of at the beginning of my reading journey, and it's just really stuck with me. I gave this one, I think, a 4.5 or a 4.75 star, but I love it. I really do. This story is so just out there and crazy, and I remember when I was reading it, I was just like, what is happening? But in the best way. This, if you somehow don't know what this is about this opera house that is supposedly haunted by a ghost who does all sorts of mischievous things, and there is an intense romance and all sorts of stuff in this book, and it's so much fun. So much fun. And just like that, we are into the top 10. So here we go. At number 10 is Dracula by Bram Stoker. I know some people do not love this book, and I know some people are team Frankenstein, team Dracula. I'm team Dracula, but I do love Frankenstein. Yeah, I love this book a lot. I think it's so much fun. I'm a very character-driven person. Of course, the story is important, but if there's good characters that I love to follow, then that's really fun. And the characters in this book are such a good time. But if you somehow don't know what Dracula is about, it is about Dracula. Well, it's about this man who, he works as was it like selling the house? I don't remember, but he is assigned to, I think, help this man sell his castle. And when he gets there, some very creepy, strange things starts to happen. And this story is told in the form of letters and like journal entries and stuff, which I love that type of writing. I know there's a name for the style, and it's one of my favorite ways for a story to be told. I just think it's really fun. At number 9 is Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. This is about these two young boys who are warned of something coming, and that something is a carnival where strange things happen. At number 8 is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I know this is a more controversial pick because of its contents, and read it or know what you're getting into before you pick it up, because it is very sad. But I really loved it. I don't know if I loved the main character, but I found her very interesting and, of course, sad. I believe this book is semi-autobiographical of Sylvia Plath's life and some of her experiences with depression and other things, and it's just brilliant. We're at number 7, right? I think so. Number 7, The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I'm sorry. I read this for the first time in, was it last year? I think last year or 2020, I think it was last year. And I absolutely adored it. I can't believe it took me so long to read it. I've never seen the movie either, although I really want to watch it after reading the book. But I absolutely loved this. I thought and Charlie, the main character, is now one of my favorite characters ever. But we are reading the letters written to an unknown receiver by this young high schooler who is just going through teenagehood, really, and it's really great. At number 6, I have The Stranger by Albert Camus, another somewhat controversial pick. I know some people hate this one, but I really love it. I find Camus' philosophy really interesting. Absurdism is kind of what he talked about, and it's very interesting to me. This book is about this man whose mother dies, and he just can't bring himself to even care, and he can't bring himself to even really care about life as a whole, and it's just such an interesting read, and I love it so much. We are now getting into the top 5. You already saw it. Number 5 is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I really need to reread this book. Actually, all of the books in my all of the books in my top 5 are ones that I want to reread in the future. And I will get around to doing some rereads eventually. I just like, there's so much new I want to read that I want to get to, that I'm like, when do I have time to pick up books that I've already read? But anyway, if you don't know what this is about a man named Dorian Gray who gets his portrait painted, and he makes this kind of wish that the painting will grow old and take all of his sins on, and he can stay young and beautiful forever. And it's such a great book. At number 4 is Animal Farm by George Orwell. I adore this book. I love it so much. It's really great. This is about animals on a farm who rebel against the humans that own the farm and take over the farm themselves. But some of the animals start to take over more than others. I don't know how to say it, but I love this book so much. It is a political commentary about what was going on at the time when George Orwell was alive, and I again think it's brilliant. At number 3 is The Three-Body Problem by Cixin Liu. This is the first in a sci-fi trilogy called The Remembrance of Earth's Past. I adore this trilogy. This is my favorite piece of sci-fi media ever. I used to not like sci-fi. This is actually the book that got me into sci-fi. I am a scientist. I've said before that I'm a college student. I am a physics major. I love science. And one of my problems with sci-fi was that there was no science to be found. At least I felt that way. This book is not like that at all. But it's really hard to even say what this series is about. I think it's best to go into it knowing nothing. I'm just gonna say it's an alien invasion story about humanity. At number 2 is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Harper Lee is also probably my second favorite author of all time. I cannot believe she only wrote 2 full-length novels. That's so evil, because she is incredible. I love this book so much. This book is it's a coming-of-age story about this young girl whose father is a lawyer representing a black man in a case, and during, I believe this takes place right after the Civil War, or was it before? It's either before or after the Civil War. I can't quite remember, but yeah, it's very good. And at number 1, my favorite book of all time, a very basic choice, but a very great one, Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky, also my favorite author of all time. This book is actually what got me into reading. This is the second book I read in my reading journey, which I know is kind of a crazy second pick, but it's what got me into it. It's what made me realize, wow, novels are kind of incredible. I cannot wait to give this a reread one day. But yeah, this is about a man who commits a crime, a murder, and he spends the rest of the book kind of trying to justify it, but also spiraling in all of the fear that he's going to get caught. And it's just a wonderful novel, and Dostoevsky's characters are my favorite ever. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me your favorite books of all time, and please like and subscribe.